from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it.
We are back. The time is 7:32. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill here with you on this very cold morning. My hands are freezing.
It is cold out there, and the wind chill's bad, so be careful.
Yeah, it is. So there's this thing called the Spring Lantern Festival. It's in Gadsden at Nakalulu Falls, and it's some kind of like a Chinese cultural type thing. And this goes on through April, and they let the lights go up in the sky, and they also you have to buy tickets to do this, but it also has some different entertainment stuff that goes with it. It looks like lots of lights and pretty stuff. I mean, it really looks super cool. So I just thought that was something to.
I've seen them do that at the beach. You know, they make these. They're like little mini hot air balloons.
Yeah.
And they make them out of light paper or plastic. And what happens is it's like you put a candle in it, and hot air develops in it. So on a cold night, it rises and floats away. The only problem is sometimes they catch on fire.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and they come down. But yeah, that's been done for centuries, where they use the hot air technique of candles, you know, in little mini hot air balloons, and they're beautiful because they glow colors, you know, the different colored paper and plastic, and the light of the candle, and they're just, you know,
just floating around.
Yeah,
I guess
they really
it
are
says
beautiful.
Here that it's art, tradition, and technology light up the night. So
they may have electric lights in them now. I wonder what heats them up or makes them float. Maybe they put helium in them now, you know, like a hot air, like a balloon. Party balloon with helium, but with the electric light, so they're not a fire hazard. That makes sense. And that's technology. I like it. Because, you know, these little LED lights can be bright and don't take any power. You know, you can have a hearing aid battery just about run a light, and it's only got to stay lit for 15 minutes, because that's all the time it's going to take to
get up in the air,
float around.
Well, it seems pretty neat.
It does. I'd like to see that.
They also are going to have like acrobats and things like that there. So like when you buy your ticket, it includes this whole show and light thing going on.
Is this a Chinese?
Really cool.
I mean, like an Asian festival kind of thing?
I think it kind of is, because they call it's by Kaleidoscope Entertainment.
Well, you know
what it says on here.
I keep calling it the feng shui, but that's not what it is. There's that Chinese dance troupe coming to Birmingham, you know, that does that really amazing. There's hundreds of them, and they do. It's kind of like a Cirque du Soleil, but it's Asian.
Yeah.
And it's really neat. And that's coming to the BJCC.
I've
seen their commercials. Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. I think it's so neat.
It's cultural stuff. I like it.
They're so limber, and you're like, how in the world are you able to do that? That's
I don't know how
wild.
anybody dances anyway. By the way, did you see the final? Did you watch any of the Olympics over the weekend?
I didn't, but I do know for a fact that the USA did it again.
We did. We did like the miracle on ice. From first time we've won that hockey Olympic gold since 1980. 46 years since we've
did it again
when we beat the Russians in 1980.
Well, this year
the miracle on ice. We beat the Canadians.
We beat the Canadians this year, and we got our gold medal for the hockey. That is so awesome.
That was
I
amazing.
absolutely love that, and it was one of those historic moments again.
It was. And you know,
amazing.
Canada's such a powerhouse in hockey, so that was neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the Olympics. So these last 2 weeks, Mary and I have watched a lot of stuff. Now, you know, we got a little lost with the curling.
Yeah.
You know, the big rock that they push and then they sweep. The funny thing is that curling has got kind of hot this year. And so there's been a lot of memes online with everybody doing curling with whatever they came up with. Like police, you showed a policeman, he was pushing real slow on the ice a pair of handcuffs, and these guys were sweeping in front of the handcuffs. and there was housewives, and they had a mop bucket, and they pushed a mop bucket, and they were sweeping in front of it, and just anybody that had something they could do. And it wasn't on ice. Sometimes it was just across a room, like some.
That is
funny.
hilarious.
Curling and all kinds of things.
Oh, that's
the
funny.
memes were funnier than watching the real thing. But we watched the bobsled and the luge. Those things, are astounding. And, the bobsled teams astound me because that has become more of technology. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars developing these special sleds that cost a fortune because they're so aerodynamic and designed and all. And, the times now with the bobsled teams have gotten down to where you can win your gold by 400th of a second. That's the winner of the bobsled team won because they beat the other time of the person that was right behind them by 400th of a second.
Isn't that crazy?
It's unbelievable. I mean, back when you had stopwatches, you were lucky if you could keep it down to a second. And now these electronic devices can literally time you to 100th.
Because it might look like you're coming in dead even, but there's like one little.
Well, but see, they don't. They run times. There's no.
Oh yeah,
they don't fight each other.
They don't fight each other.
They do their times, and lasers can tell you the moment they start and the moment they finish, and 400th of a second can mean the difference between gold and silver, silver and bronze, or none at all. So that's just amazing to me, some of the technology. And I didn't look it up. I was going to ask Siri to tell me what the winning time was 40 years ago and what the winning time is now to see how much the technology of these. Yeah, because it's all it's technique too. But let's face it, you got a 1 or 2 person bobsled, or even the 3 and 4, but you can have strong pushers and runners and good people driving them, but now it's gotten down to where the technology of the sled can mean the difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's pretty bizarre.
It is bizarre. So it looks here like we came in second in amount of medals that we got.
Yeah.
Norway was first. They had 18 gold, 12 silver, 11 bronze.
Norway was amazing in almost all of the ski and ice skating events.
Right.
I mean, of course, that's all they do. But holy cow, the skiing and the snowboarding and the skating, except for the figure skating stuff. But boy, they're speed skaters. Mm-hmm. They're amazing.
That's wild. They had a total of 41 medals in all. United States came in second with 33 medals. We had 12 gold, 12 silver, and 9 bronze.
That's amazing.
That's not bad. And then Netherlands came in third, 10 gold, 7 silver, and 3 bronze for a total of 20. That's not correct.
Oh, did somebody beat us? Are we third?
Well, it says Netherlands came in third, but Italy had more. So I'm not understanding that.
Maybe more
that
gold.
Might be a typo or something.
And Russia was not in it because they banned Russia from being in the Olympics this year because of their invasion of Ukraine. So, Russia's usually very, there was no Russian.
I didn't even notice that.
There were some Russians there. There were some Russians, individuals who managed to get in the Olympics by representing other countries. So you had a few, like I think we had a figure skater and a couple other things that they were competing, but they weren't competing as Russians. They were Russian, but they were competing as Slovakia or somebody that was allowed. But there was no Russian, no Russian hockey team, no Russian anything. They were, because they invaded Ukraine, they were banned.
Wow, okay. That's what you get, I guess. I don't know. Did you see where Mexico?
They're on fire down on Western.
My gosh.
The Jalisco cartel, the Mexican government got in Sunday and killed, I forgot what his nickname is, Mucharo or something. He's a Mexican nickname, but for 10 years, he's been like building the biggest cartel. The Jalisco cartel is amazing, huge. And I don't mean amazing in a good way. And supposedly, they were responsible for just tons and billions of dollars worth of illegal, illicit drugs coming into America. So the Mexican government went after them, and they used assets from America. We gave them some assets as far as knowing where the guy was and all. What do you call it? The surveillance stuff. We helped the government.
Gave them some intelligence. Yeah.
And so they killed the guy. The troops attacked him. The head guy was injured, and they tried to airlift him to the hospital. He died en route. So his cartel went crazy and started burning anything in western Mexico, and this includes some of the big, heavy tourist places where Americans are, like Puerto Vallarta and all those places that were really popular for tourists. Anything the government owned, they set fire to it. Banks, in Mexico, some of the banks and most of the gas stations are all owned by the government. And they set the whole western Mexico on fire. Just tourists and civilians were told to tourists were told to stay on the resorts, don't get out. And all the people that lived there, civilians, a lot of them were they said if the government didn't do certain things, they were going to start killing civilians. And it's like a war over there now. You ought to see the pictures coming out of western Mexico.
I didn't even see that part.
Oh, it's awful. They've set fire.
Aww.
They were burning all kind of vehicles in the road. People that lived there couldn't get home or if they worked or do anything. It's scary. I mean, it's huge.
Oh, my.
It's like a war zone
I did not realize that.
in Jalisco and
So what do they do?
Guadalajara.
What's the government going to do now?
Well, they got to get in there with more troops, and it looks like there's going to be like a war in western Mexico. These cartel members against the government. It's crazy.
Wow. Oh, that is
And
scary.
it's really going to affect their
tourism.
their
and
tourism.
stuff,
Yeah,
the money
because
they bring
that's
in.
a lot of the people from California and the Midwest and then the West Coast go to the western side, where Acapulco and Guadalajara and all that is. And then, of course, folks from the eastern part usually go to the Yucatan Peninsula, Cancun and that. But
Yeah,
right now,
'cause
this is
we
mainly western.
Because when we went on our cruise, we went to Cozumel.
Right. That's all
So,
in
Yeah.
that area. So it's mostly western Mexico, not eastern Mexico. But I don't know. These cartels, they're huge, and I don't know. It's a mess.
That is scary.
It is. It all
Oh my
happened
gosh.
yesterday.
All right. It is 7:45. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we were talking about birds. You set out some bird feeders for Mary.
I did.
So we're going to talk about some birds when we come back. And we
Well-
also got to talk about Punchkin the monkey.
Who?
Punchkin the monkey.
Punchkin?
Punchkin. He's a baby monkey. Have you not seen this?
No.
Oh, we got to talk about it. Everybody has seen
monkey.
it. He is a social media sensation right now. He's a baby.
He's not a baby. What is it? Baby puppy kitten?
No, he's not a baby.
Puppy. What was remember the beer commercial?
Yeah, baby puppy monkey.
Yeah,
Baby,
baby
puppy monkey.
Yeah, it's baby puppy monkey or something
Yeah,
like that.
baby puppy monkey.
This is a real monkey.
Yeah, this is a real monkey, and he's a certain kind of monkey. It starts with an M, but I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
He's cute. All right, so we'll talk about that too when we come back. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. Stay with us. So this baby.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 7:48. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill here with you. Oh, it's still cold in here. I'm trying to get warm. I told you we would talk about Punchkin the monkey. He's been all over Facebook, TikTok with videos of him.
I haven't seen it.
Dragging around his orangutan monkey because he was abandoned at birth by his mom. And the type of monkey he is, what did you say it was?
A macaque?
A macaque. I don't know. But he is at a zoo in Japan. And so the staffers there are the ones that have been taking care of him.
Trying to save him.
Well, he drags this orangutan monkey with him everywhere. And he's the cutest little thing. But they said that some of the other monkeys are being very aggressive towards him because, that's what they do. But
I think in the wild, if a mother rejects a baby, I think a lot of times they'll perceive something's wrong with the monkey, with the baby. So they'll reject him, I guess, or maybe just they aren't good mothers. But if a baby monkey does, like a human, if it doesn't have a mother, it's going to die. Because in the wild, they're going to either beat it up or play, just they're cruel, it seems like. But that's the way they weed out, nature's weeds out the ones that aren't right. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. So these people are keeping the baby alive, and he's dragging them.
I'll show you. That's him holding on to his baby, his stuffed baby. It's actually a stuffed mommy.
That is
but
cute.
he sleeps with it. He drags it around whenever
It's about the same size as him.
Yeah, when he gets in distress, he'll lay his head on it and he sleeps with it.
That's sweet.
But one of the other monkeys there, I guess finally was feeling motherly towards him and actually reached out to him and gave him a hug and loved on him a little bit. And they're hoping that she is going to take to him. I don't know that she has yet, but at least it's an effort that shows something. But yeah, it's so cute.
Monkey,
and everybody is obsessed with them. So people are sending monkeys to the zoo for him and other animals, little stuffed animals. Yes, they are.
Little animals like babies are cute. I mean, puppies and kittens and baby monkeys, they're just cute when they're young. Some of them grow up not to be. A baby possum is cute. An adult possum, not so much. I was even cute as a baby. That tells you how cute babies can be, that they sure do change when they grow up. So
I'm sure Baden's mama thought he was cute too when he was a baby.
Oh, no way.
He's like, no,
he was rejected. He had a stuffed animal he carried around.
Well, you said you bought Mary, her feeders for the birds to come out. Well, they're saying right now that hummingbirds are showing up early.
Really?
And that
we've got hummingbird feeders, but they're not out.
And they're saying that they're here. They're about 3 or 4 weeks early, which is never happens, which could be indicative of an early spring if they're already here.
Well,
so
they say global warming screwing up a lot of things when it comes to migration.
I don't know that.
So I guess that's, I don't know. We love our hummingbirds, although we've never been at this house. We kept a lot of hummingbirds around they come to the same place every year.
Yeah, you were very wooded there.
Yeah, we were in the woods. And we had a lot of hummingbird feeders, but you take them down in the winter so they don't freeze up and they're nobody's home, But now we got to get some new ones and get them put out, I guess.
Yeah.
I love hummingbirds.
I do too.
Only thing is we had a screened-in porch, a big one, and we could sit out there and watch them. But hummingbirds sometimes don't see the screen, and they'll run into it, and they'll get stuck. Their little snouts will go into
into the screen.
and they're sitting there and they can't get out. And I've been able to hold hummingbirds in my hand, which is it's amazing because they're just stuck and you just gently grab them and unstick them and then let them go. But while you're holding them and they look at you, you can feel their little heartbeats
Beating.
and they're just beating like,
Oh,
it's
wow.
amazing. They're tiny, but they're wonderful.
My dentist office, every room that you go into, you can see they have like several different
So
bird
you got
feeders
things to look
there.
out the
you got-
window.
and the birds are just coming in these bird feeders constantly. And it's so, while you're in there and you're waiting and you're watching that, it's just so peaceful. I love watching them. And they're right there off of a busy road too. So, but they got a few trees back there and I just like that. And they were like, yeah, that's one of the reasons why we put it there
Gives
was,
people something to focus on rather
gives
than
something
being
to
at the
focus
dentist.
on.
My dad was a dentist, and he had big windows in all of his operating rooms. But the problem is his office was on South Side in Birmingham, so you could sit there and relax by watching all the crack whores and the weirdos walking around outside.
What?
Yeah, I mean he was on South Side.
So no necessarily feeders, huh?
Well, he didn't. Yeah, it was feeders, all right.
Crack house. I can't believe you said that. Oh my word. Anyway, I want to get some bird feeders and put them out. I had a couple of bird houses, and I bought it from Homestead Hollow a couple of years ago, but I got one that it like has the wooden stake, and it looked like a church, and it was all real pretty and stuff, but it was made of wood, and after a while the weather got it, so
I've got to
I think
replace a bluebird.
I'm gonna have to
house.
take the thing off of it and just hang it somewhere or attach it to something. But it fell on the ground, and when I went to pick it up, I noticed there was a nest in there. So a bird had been using it at some point. I don't know how long it had been because it fell on the ground and I just moved it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get some. I love to sit out and watch
We
the
do too.
birds.
We
I
love
don't
the
know the
birds.
names of any birds other than I know what a hummingbird looks like, and that's pretty much it. But I do like it when they're springtime. You can really hear them, and they're
We
coming
go
out.
nuts. We got our bird book, and we can identify now. We know we get the tufted titmouse. We get the different orioles, the thrushes. It's wonderful, and they all make the different sounds.
Yeah, so you can tell when you look at it which one you've learned it.
Some of them, yeah.
That's
Of
pretty
course,
neat.
cardinals and blue jays are easy. I'm working, of all things, I'm working on a crow.
Oh.
I want to befriend a crow. If you befriend a crow, they will not only come and talk. They recognize your face, by the way. Did you know crows are one of the only? They're brilliant birds. They're
did
smart.
not know that.
Yeah, they're like minor birds and stuff. They're really smart, and they actually have proven they can recognize faces. And there are some crows that if you feed them and you give them goodies, they will bring you gifts. They will bring you pieces of jewelry, broken glass, anything shiny. they'll actually bring them to you and leave them for you.
Really?
To thank you for feeding them. They, they can learn to talk, and they can also, there's been reports of them following people to work. They'll see them get in the car and they'll follow them for miles, and then they'll stay and then they'll follow them home again.
I did not know that.
Crows are brilliant. They're one of the smartest birds, and they're interesting. Although farmers don't like them because they eat
they get in there
corn and stuff, I guess. But I'm trying to lure a crow to come be my buddy. I'm putting peanuts out for it and boiled egg and stuff like that.
I love that. See, that's one thing about the hummingbird feeders. You know what gets in there?
Ants. And
some of the other bird feeders that you put out there, the squirrels will get in there and start eating I know my mom had some, and she would have to fill that bird feeder up constantly. She's like, the squirrels keep getting there and getting the bird food.
They do. And they make these crazy bird feeders that supposedly are squirrel proof. And some of them do a pretty good job, but squirrels are another amazingly smart animal when it comes to figuring out ways to get around those things. My dad bought my mother one. The squirrels just were driving her crazy. They were destroying stuff, and they were eating all her food, no birds. So Dad bought her this fancy one the squirrel couldn't climb the pole. It had a metal thing and so they watched, and it became great entertainment for them to watch these squirrels try to come up with ways to still get to the bird. And they were brilliant. They would jump from other things, and they would jump huge distances to hit, and could hang on the feeder, and tear it up. So he moved those away, and then they'd come out of a tree, and then it was,
oh my God.
It was funny because
determination.
My dad, who was a very smart man, he was an oral surgeon and a dentist, very smart. Squirrels outthought it. He couldn't beat the squirrels. He got beat by squirrels were smarter than my dad.
That is so funny. It's amazing how look. I have a cat. We bought this bed, and it has the drawers and stuff underneath, the storage underneath the bed. And the cat kept getting underneath the bed and getting into the drawers. And I had clothes in there, and she'd lay all over it, and cat hair everywhere. And I was like, I know, I'm not having this. So we figured out how she was getting in. Well, we barricaded it with some plastic stuff that he bought online, and it fits over everything perfectly. She still figured out a way to get in there. She now has figured out that the two end drawers don't hook to anything, so she can use her paw and open it, and it figures out how to get in there. So now we've got to figure out how to, from the drawer side, keep it from opening, so she'll stay out of there. So
yeah.
I mean, if that didn't tell you how smart animals are, they will figure it out if they want something bad enough.
They are. I hate being beat by an animal with a brain the size of a peanut or a walnut.
I'm like, how in the world does she figure that out?
They're amazing. We had our cat figured out a way to tunnel up destroyed one of our box springs. Yeah. Because she got up in there and tore that cloth.
Yes.
And managed to create a little tunnel up in there and would hide up in there. We couldn't figure out where she was. And it was crazy. Then when we took the bed apart to change the sheets or flip the mattress or whatever, she had destroyed that, pulled all the webbing out. Stupid cat.
Oh, I know. Brr. All right, it is 8:01. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we got to talk about this woman that took her dog to the airport. Have you seen this story?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's going to make you
Was he going to fly with her?
He was. Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir, he was. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mems Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries and the only local based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mems Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
We are back. The time is 8:03. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Dollar Bill here with you on this very cold Monday morning. This story had me fit to be tied when I saw it. There was a lady who was boarding a plane at the Las Vegas airport. She had a dog with her, and she was trying to get on the plane with the dog. Well, they wouldn't let her because she did not fill out the proper paperwork to be able to have the dog to fly with her.
Yeah, normally if you have an animal, a pet, they have to put them in cages and put them in the cargo hold for animals. The only way you can bring a pet on the plane with you is if it's your service animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she did not have all the paperwork filled out for that, huh?
Yep. She was supposed to fill out some paperwork to have him listed as a service dog, and she did not do that. She didn't present the papers that she was supposed to when she was trying to board the plane, and she caused a ruckus trying to get on the plane with the dog, and when they wouldn't let her, she just tied him right there to a metal carry-on baggage sizer and tried to get on the plane without him. Just going to abandon the dog.
Just leave the dog tied in the airport. Oh, what kind of idiot is that?
They wouldn't give her the boarding pass. Yeah,
you can't let her get on the plane with the poor dog just tied by its leash to a stanchion or something right there. That's crazy.
She went to the gate to try to rebook her flight, and they were like, no, you can't leave the dog here. And she says, well, he's chipped.
What does that mean?
Well, he'll come back to her if she leaves him.
You mean that she figured somebody take him to a vet, they'd chip him and then hold him until she got back in town?
Yeah, I mean, it would return to her if she left him. That was her in her head. So she's 26 years old. She's an idiot, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, the police say that she became hostile and started resisting arrest.
Of course.
When they tried to detain her. And so she ended up getting arrested on animal abuse charges and resisting arrest charges.
Good.
She faces now misdemeanor counts of animal abandonment, resisting a public officer, providing false statement to obstruct a police officer, and animal abuse. So the police officer that was not going to let her leave, he ended up taking the dog and adopting it.
Oh,
he legally adopted the dog, and they named him, they were calling him Jet Blue. He's a mini Labradoodle. And if you've seen this story, he looks like he's smiling in his picture. He's so cute.
People
he's
like that
absolutely
should not
adorable.
Own pets.
No, they shouldn't.
They don't qualify as kind enough or good enough to deserve a dog or a pet. If you can't treat an animal better than that, you shouldn't have it.
I agree. I don't understand why some people have pets. They mistreat them. They do.
Abandon them,
abandon
don't feed them, don't take care of them.
There was a guy, I saw this story too. A guy was beating a dog. The dog ran under a car to get away from him. He dragged the dog out from underneath the car and was hitting the dog in the head. And somebody called the police on him and saved the dog. I mean, I'm just like, what is wrong with people? Why would you do stuff like that?
If you'll hurt a dog, you'll hurt an animal like that. You'd hurt a kid.
You'll hurt anybody.
I think that's a good sign of the kind of person you are. If you'll beat or hurt an innocent animal like that. And I'm not goofy like some of these people that are PETA kind of things where they're crazy on that side. But come on, I mean, human nature, be kind.
I know. I see stuff like that, and it bothers me so badly. It's like that story we talked about not too long ago about the former police dog that was in such rough shape by the handler that had him. Like, he was a retired dog, and the officer got him and then didn't take care of him. He was malnutritioned and all this other stuff. Yeah, and that officer got in trouble.
Well, should.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's animal cruelty.
I don't get it. I could never do that. I mean, Jeff's dog gets on my nerves. He's a big old boxer, and he's annoying as crap. But I couldn't hurt him.
No, they're just being what they are. They're animals.
I accidentally, when I'm walking or something in the kitchen, and I'll turn around and he'll be behind me, and I'll kind of stumble over, and I'm always go, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to do that." I'm telling the dog I'm sorry, like he can understand me. He probably can, but I would never hurt an animal ever. I cannot. I don't have that in me to do something like that.
Well, you're not. You're good.
It blows my mind that people do have it in them to do that.
Like I say, I think if you'll, it's kind of a key or a clue to your makeup. If you're mean to an animal, then I think you'd be mean to anybody, including children.
Exactly. Ricky sent me a story here where there was, this happened in Oklahoma, where they were having a demolition derby in Tulsa, and one of the cars went through the barrier and mowed over a bunch of people.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awful.
They had to shut down the event after that. The barriers were not.
They weren't great.
They weren't great barriers.
They had a lot of open spaces. You can see somebody was videotaping, and the car just about crushed this older guy who got slung out of the way, but that car missed him by inches.
Yeah.
And went right into anybody in the crowd killed?
It doesn't say. Every time I try to get to that part of the story, it takes me to a winter storm. So I don't know.
I saw the video yesterday from that race, and it's scary.
Here's another story. I just happened to see this one that he sent me. He says, remembering the heroes of Iwo Jima, on this day, February 23rd in 1945, the U.S. flag is raised during the Battle of Iwo Jima, and that's where that iconic photo came from, and they've made the bronze statue and done all that from it. I didn't know. I mean, I knew that it happened. I just didn't know that today was the day.
I didn't either. That's really
interesting.
Neat. Marines raising the flag on Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
I think it was all Marines and one Navy corpsman. And the story of every one of those people that raised that flag was kind of sad. Some of them one of them or two of them got killed in combat later. And then one of the famous ones, Ira somebody, was a Native American. I think he was a hideous alcoholic when he came back, and it's kind of sad when you see what happened to. And that the photographer that took that picture that they used, the iconic picture, was, I think his last name was Rosenbaum.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I don't know how he was able to, snap that picture like that, but that picture has gone.
Oh, it's amazing.
I mean, that's one of those pictures
It's one
that
of the
lives
most iconic
on
pictures of World War II.
forever, And then it was, immortalized by making a statue out of it as well.
The Marine Corps, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love that. Did you see that story where the mom who vanished like 24 years ago?
Yeah, she's alive and well.
She said she was going to go get some Christmas shopping done, and she never was
came
found. They searched for her everywhere. Thought that something bad had happened to her.
Right.
Searched for her for years.
20-something years.
They found her alive and well.
She
just
went off and had another life.
walked away from her family, her kids, and they found her. Authorities found her and let the family know that she'd been found, but she said, "That's fine, you found me, but I don't want to go back. I'm not interested in having that life with those people."
Which is sad
being
because,
her children.
There's people that loved her that was in her family. They've been searching literally nonstop for, they'd searched for a while and then they gave up hope of finding her, figured something had happened to her. But, in your back of your mind, you're always wondering what happened.
Well, here's the thing. You think the husband might have been a suspect in her disappearance somehow? He probably was looked at as he did something to her.
Oh, yeah.
Because they almost always look at the husband
The
first,
husband's
or the
always
wife
considered
first.
one of the first. Yeah, they figured if she was murdered, he did it. That's sad.
She asked the police not to disclose her whereabouts to the family. She didn't want to be found.
Yeah, she just didn't like that life.
That is
I had a great
so
uncle.
messed up.
I had a great uncle who was my mother's uncle, who would go out to get the paper off the front porch and stay gone for 6 months, or he'd go down to get a haircut and be gone for a year. He was just a drinker and a vagabond. And he one time told he was living at home in his 20s, maybe 30s, but he said, "I'm going walk into town to get a haircut." And a year later, he'd come back home like he had just walked out and come back.
He just come back.
Turns out he had gone somewhere, got on a banana boat, went to South America and worked in South America unloading boats for about 11 months and then came home. He'd go all over the world and just come back. And like nothing was wrong. Just come back and walk in. I'm home.
That is wild. See, I don't know how people do the things they do. It just blows my mind.
He was a bad drinker. He was an alcoholic. And then I had another great uncle that supposedly his brother, it'd be my great uncle, my mother's great uncle. But anyway, he was a genius, they said, and he worked with Thomas Edison for years at Menlo Park in Edison's, and they said he was really that thin line between genius and insanity.
Mm-hmm. He was there.
He was there working, and he was really smart. And then one day he just showed up at his parents' house. They knew where he was. He was working up for Edison in New York, state at Menlo Park. And he came home in his late 30s, said he was done working, went up to his room, and almost never left his room for 20 years. He just stayed up in his room reading and doing stuff, and he'd come down and have dinner and go back to his room and wouldn't go out of the house or wouldn't do anything till he died.
Really?
He just kind of went crazy, yeah. But he wasn't like weird, wild crazy. He just became agoraphobic. He just wouldn't leave the house, wouldn't leave his room, hardly, just stayed up there and read and studied. He'd get somebody to bring him a book or something.
Wow.
Weird family. My family.
Your family. Weird
My
family.
people.
You're like, oh, it's such a weird family. Oh,
people.
wait, it's my people.
Along with the Hatfield and McCoys on the other side of the
Which
fence.
still blows my mind. All right, it is 8:16. We're going to take a break. When we come back, this is a crazy story, too. I still don't understand, but there was a referee at a basketball game at a high school causing some controversy. We'll talk about it when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com. Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family.
Need care fast? Come see us at Children Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it.
We are back. The time is 8:18. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill here with you.
Good morning.
On this Monday morning. I forgot. We had some baseball Friday night. Let me see here.
That's right. We're getting close to baseball season.
We got baseball this week. Let me get my schedule. Baden sent it to me. I have a hard time reading it though because it's. Let's see. We've got this week. So tomorrow we're going to have Jemison at Billingsley, and then we've got, what does DH mean?
Designated hitter.
I don't. That sounds good. It
Well,
says
that's what DH means.
4 and 6. Oh, doubleheader. Doubleheader. 4 and 6 p.m. And then on the 26th, we have some softball. Jemison at Isabella at 4:30. And on the 27th, we have Jemison at Maplesville. That's going to be baseball. So Billingsley, we've already had that one. So yeah, Jemison and Billingsley, a double header at 4 and 6. That's tomorrow. So yeah, we got lots of games we're covering. A lot.
I like it. I like listening to baseball on radio.
A whole lot of games. And we'll keep you informed of, the, what do you call it? The
schedule
and win-loss, all that good stuff on our Facebook page. You can check that out.
I used to run the Barons games in Birmingham at night back in the late 70s, early 80s. And one night, we'd play on ERC. We were playing rock and roll music, rock and roll. But when the Barons came on, we were the Barons station, so I'd go on. I was doing 6 to midnight one time. One night when the game started at 7, so I played an hour of music, and then I sat there and listened to the game, and would take the breaks and run the commercials, and all that stuff during the game. It went into extra innings. When I left at midnight, they were still playing. They'd been playing since 7 o'clock. That's 4 or 5 hours, and they were. I left and went to Waffle House and got breakfast, something to eat, and then was driving home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. They were still on the air. I think it was amazing that baseball game went from 7 to like 1 in the morning.
Holy Moses!
Yeah, it was horrible. That's enough baseball to make you sick.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'd had to bail.
Yeah. Well, it was horrible for me because I didn't mind. I I liked playing music. I didn't like sitting there. I mean, it was okay sitting there listening to the game, but I mean, you couldn't leave the room because they could call for a break any minute. You had to be there to play the commercials and the station ID and that sort of stuff. So you had to sit in that room, and I sat in that room from 7 to midnight. And the midnight to 5 guy came in and took over, and he had to sit and listen to baseball. When I left, it was horrible. That's one of the worst nights, to sit there for 5 hours, just listening to a ball game and waiting to play the commercials.
Oh
Boring.
my gosh. This story is, I had to tell this story first before we go into the referee at the basketball game, because it's not funny what happened. His actions, his reaction is what's got everybody so tickled.
Who, the ref?
No, the boy that got slashed in the throat. Did you see that story?
Oh yeah, got its throat cut.
The man's already in jail. He survives the attack. He's lucky to be alive. His mom and his dad are, being interviewed to talk about,
The kid's sitting there with this big bandage on his neck where the guy cut him from ear to ear, and he survived it.
Yeah. Well, his mom is talking about how he's still having nightmares about it and all this stuff. And this kid's over there going, like, why are you telling folks this stuff? And he is, the comments that are on this video of people laughing at this boy, like, okay, Mom, let's not,
you're telling too much TMI, too much information.
I don't want everybody to know that I am, And they're saying, like, the look on his face, if Bro Chill was a person. He's trying to look so cool on TV, and his mom is talking about how he has nightmares in front of everybody. He's trying.
Yeah, that's sad. He's a teenager. So cool. He doesn't want anybody to think he's having nightmares and all that. But somebody cut my throat, I'd have a nightmare or two about it.
This one lady says, at that age, the only thing worse than getting stabbed in the neck is your mom telling everybody you've been crying about it. Oh my gosh. Oh, but it's funny because they also said, this child, his mom is probably sick of his crap. He's probably one of those kids that gets on her last nerve on the regular.
Well, he's a teenager. I mean, the kid looked like he was about 16. Does it say how old he was?
It doesn't on this one, but
Yeah.
She's 13. What I get tickled at is that they're like, the mom is so exaggerating the story and milking it, and he's over there going, he's
Mom.
looking at her like, Mom.
Did they ever find out why the guy
I think it was
cut
just
his
one
throat?
of these random
Just caught him
things.
off guard and
Yeah,
just cut his throat?
Yeah. They don't really know why he did it.
Yeah, that's
apparently that same guy had other run-ins with other people in that same location. So it was one of those things where
He's just a crazy man.
Yeah, I'm glad the boy was okay, and we're not laughing at his injury. We're laughing at his reaction to his mom telling the story. Like, okay,
Enough, Mom.
enough, Mom.
Enough.
Let's just, I'm trying to be cool here, and you're basically telling people I wet the bed. So
There you go.
let's don't do that. No, this story is crazy. There was a referee at a high school basketball game that while he was there refereeing the game, we're talking about at warm-ups. The teams are out there warming up,
Right.
and he's calling technical fouls
On the
and
warm-ups?
stuff on the warm-ups. And everybody's like, what are you even doing? Then the game gets started, and he really gets wound
Technical,
up
huh?
and starts calling a bunch of fouls and stuff. Then he orders the fans of the one team to leave.
What?
He makes them leave, and they're like, what? What are you doing? And then when they start arguing, he cancels the game and makes everybody leave. If I don't want to be here was a person.
Wow, he was crazy.
He has so now
I hope he's not a ref anymore. Hope they
Well,
fire
that's
him.
what they're saying is that he's under investigation. The incident is under investigation, not necessarily him.
Yeah.
The incident
Well, he
is
should
under
be
investigation.
under investigation too.
And unfortunately, that was like one of the last games for them, I think. And some of the parents are like, my son's a senior and he didn't get to play this game or this nonsense. But I'm going to keep following this one because I want to find out what ended up. And somebody said, if you go online and you see it, this guy's got like some weird haircut. It's like some weird
Bowl cut or something.
It's a mohawk, but stacked up. Weird thing going on. And somebody said that that somebody should have called a technical on his
hair. Well, you know, the fact he was out there telling people they were technically fouling while they're just warming up, that should have given you the first clue the guy's crazy or something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And he is screaming in the video. He is screaming, "Get out! Everybody get out!"
Yeah. He had I think he had a little breakdown or something.
Something
I think,
happened.
yeah, he's got issues, as they say. He's got issues.
He's got issues.
Well, I hope they, either get him some help or fire him from being that's destructive to a lot of young people that are trying to play a sport, to have somebody that crazy ruling on the game. And like you said, then he just told everybody to leave and cancel the game. I didn't know one ref could do that. I thought it had to be a consortium. And was he the only ref at the game? Was there not other referees? I mean, why has he been the king?
Yeah.
King of the game, or the refs? I don't know.
Isn't that
Doesn't make
wild?
sense to me.
Ugh.
Sounds like a guy that just lost control. Crazy.
Have you been following the story of the 2-year-old from Enterprise that's been missing?
No.
Her name is Genesis Nova Reed, and she was reported missing
Genesis.
On February the 16th. Well, that's
How
when
old is she?
She's 2.
How did she go missing?
Well, that's the thing, is that the mother is the one that reported her missing, but they have determined that the toddler had actually not been seen in weeks prior to the mom reporting her missing. And now the mother has been arrested for providing false information. They still have not found her.
The poor baby.
She is in the Coffee County Jail on $1 million bond.
Good.
She's not going to get out anytime
No,
soon.
she shouldn't. Until they figure
and-
out what's going on.
Yeah, so right now the town is turning its town pink. The town is putting like pink lights on their houses and stuff like that. And people have been searching, and still right now she is still considered missing. They don't have really any updates of what's going on.
A 2-year-old.
2-year-old.
Is there a dad in the picture there?
That's what I don't know. Not sure.
Wow. Well, I hope the baby's okay, but that doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
I'm scared that that's going to have
Yeah, that's not good.
a terrible outcome.
And that's
but-
in Enterprise, Alabama?
Enterprise. Where is Enterprise?
South, down near Dothan, down that way, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
the home of the Boll Weevil Monument.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I knew I'd heard of it and seen it, but I couldn't remember which direction I was when because isn't there an Enterprise like out by Summerton too?
I've never heard of it. There's an Argo up that way, but a different Argo. But I don't know of a Enterprise.
Maybe I'm crazy. I just thought there was. All right, it's 8:30. We gotta take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about a boy that had a mishap on a zip line. This is why we don't do them.
I don't like zip lines.
Oh, so y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
The time is 8:34. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa
Yes.
and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Piper. Steve says that the guy had authority complex, and he said, "Would you hang around if your partner ref went off the rails?" No.
No? Oh, that you mean talk all the other refs at that thing? Yeah, I think if
No.
I saw one guy
Everybody
going
gone.
that crazy, I think I'd head for the hills.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm sick. Like you, my tummy hurts. I'm gonna go hide in the bathroom for 6 hours.
Here's the thing. I mean, I had to do something. I was desperate. I didn't want him to figure out what was happening.
You're talking about his birthday party thing?
Yeah, I mean, I had
we talked
to.
about that first hour. Yeah, you were purposely late.
Yes, I was. I had him. He was getting into a tizzy. So I saw this story. I saw it last week, where a 10-year-old boy was at a birthday party where they do the zip lining and stuff.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
What?
It broke.
Oh, dear.
He fell
How far?
20 feet.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I put a zip line in my yard back years ago for my grandsons, and it was only from tree to another tree. We had a big yard, and they had a good time on it. Well, then they went back home. They lived up in Rhode Island. Well, I didn't take the zip line down. I left it out there for the next time they came, and things they didn't come for a while. And my sister went out there, Betty, and she said, "I want to ride the zip line." I said, "Oh yeah, okay." So I got her up there. Well, she's an adult, and I had put the zip line for little kids, for my grandsons when they were little. So it was low. And my sister in her 50s grabs it and starts riding, and she just goes into the ground. Bam!
There's a weight limit there.
So I said, yeah, I did that. Well, of course, my grandsons are only this tall. They were only like 3 feet. So I didn't have to do it real high. And of course, they were little, and they were still above the ground. I didn't want them getting hurt if they did fall off of it, because you weren't strapped into it. You were sitting on a little seat. So I said, "Oh boy, I better fix that," because the grandsons. So the next time they were coming a year later, they were all taller, bigger. So I said, "I better fix
Raise
it."
it
So
up,
I
yeah.
raised it up on one end, but I didn't do it right at the other end. And we had to be very careful, because when they zip line down, they could hit the tree. I didn't put it where they would lose inertia and go up and slow down and then come back. So my grandson broke his foot hitting the tree.
Oh no.
So I got my sister busted her butt hitting the ground, and my grandson messed up his foot. So nobody rides the zip line anymore.
Nobody rides it. It's
No.
all your fault.
Yep.
What do they
Felt
call
bad.
you?
They call me Grandpa.
Grandpa's
Grandpa.
fault.
Grandpa.
Grandpa.
They're Yankees.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Dog. It's dog. D-A-W-G. Don't say it right. They all grew up my two grandsons, smart kids and all. Now, one of them's about to start college. The other one's in high school. But they sound like little Yankees, because they grew up in Rhode Island. And it just kills me that my own grandsons sound like, Yankees. Dog? Look at the
Dog.
dog. I said, it's dog.
It's dog. How many times I tell you it's
Eat
dog?
some more grits here. Every time they come to visit, I try to put fried okra and grits and all that kind of stuff, and biscuits,
Dude,
gravy.
yeah, you got to.
Yeah, it didn't work. They're smart. I love them, but they're Yankees.
They're still Yankees.
They're Yankees.
This boy that fell from this zip line, he actually
20
landed
feet.
on his head and back.
Ooh.
So he got injured.
Yeah, you got hurt.
And of course, everybody, they were filming him ziplining because it was his birthday.
Oh,
He's
it's
10.
his birthday.
And when that happens and he falls, the camera goes away, and
Yeah.
they screaming and trying to help him. There's like 20 different adults over there trying to
It's a
help
shame.
him. But
The one I had, you didn't have to hang on. It had a little round plastic seat that you straddled. The rope went down into the seat, and you straddled it, and and it had a little thing to hang on to. So it was a lot safer than depending on your strength of your body. Of course, my grandkids, they were in great shape, but I wanted it safest. I didn't, and then I broke his foot. We had to take him to the hospital, and they put him in. He didn't break it. He sprained it really bad, and he went home on crutches, and then they had to go see an orthopedic guy out there, and they didn't have to do any surgery or anything, but I felt horrible.
I bet. Anytime, like, I don't,
Pawpaw, or Grandpa, as they
Grandpa.
call it. Grandpa tried to kill his grandson,
Well, I was chasing Auburn one time. She was little. She was about 2 and a half. She loved to run. And the way our house was, we had like pocket doors. And, the pocket doors were on either side of the living room. So you went through the pocket door and went through another room and came out that room and back around
Right,
into
you
the
could
dining
do
room.
a circle.
So you could do a circle. We were running. We were just having the best time. Run, chase. Pow. She hits the door jam.
Oh,
I mean, she nails it. She nails it so hard, right
you
center.
could hear it like a bat.
Immediately when she hit, she had a
Goose egg.
that turned purple, and it had like a dent in the middle of it too. She screamed bloody murder.
Oh, sure.
I mean, bloody murder. You hear me? And of course, her grandmother was a nurse, and I immediately take her over there to her grandmother, and we ended up taking her to the ER to make sure. And they said, well, as long as the whole, the knot itself came out, she's going to have a dent in the knot, but as long as the knot came out and not in, that she was good.
Oh,
She had that knot, but every time we went somewhere,
How long did it last?
Mommy did.
How long?
Oh gosh, it was a couple of weeks where that thing finally
Really?
went
It
down.
wouldn't go
Yes.
down?
Oh, it wouldn't go down.
Wow.
And then when it did go down, she still had color, a little
Yeah.
bit of color, a little
Bruising.
green and yellow.
Yeah.
But they'd say, what happened? Did you hit your noggin? Mommy did. And I was like, no.
No,
Okay,
no,
wait.
no.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa,
Mommy
listen.
didn't take a 2x4 and crack her across the head with it.
No, let me explain. So you hate to see that when you're playing and you're just trying to have a good time and do something fun, and then something happens and it's like it's your fault that
I
happened.
was so clumsy. That got to be standard practice with me as a kid. I mean, and if I'd said, if I had a big puck knot on my head and I said, Daddy did it, most people's reaction would be, yeah, I don't blame him.
Smack you in the
Yeah,
head
I'd
a
do
time
it
or
too.
two.
Come over here. I'll give you another one.
Exactly. And stuff like that happened all the time.
yeah.
I mean, now I accidentally did run over my son's foot, and that's because
car?
in the car, I thought that he had already gotten out of the car. I heard the car door shut. It was Jordy getting out on the other side.
Oh, and you
and when I
took-
heard it, I said, bye, y'all. And they'd already given me hugs and kisses. So when I heard the door shut, I took off, and he was still there, and I got his foot. And of course, he made a big show of telling everybody that I ran
it
over
do
his foot
anything?
sometime. No, it didn't
Yeah,
hurt him, but he told everybody that I ran over his foot. And
We had a kid in our neighborhood. Thank God their dad had a Volkswagen. Ran over him. And the kid, I'll never forget it. Their last names were Williams. Nice people. And I've forgotten, what's the little boy's name was Buddy or something like that. He was like 2 years old, and he had toddled behind the car.
oh dear Lord.
And no one saw it. And their dad backed over him.
Oh,
And he actually had tread marks. I'll never forget. You could see tread marks across
Oh, my jeez.
Didn't hurt him at all.
really?
Yeah, scared the bejesus out of him. And they took him to the hospital, and they he was fine. Kids are pretty flexible. And the
yes.
Volkswagen, of course, didn't weigh nothing.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the driveway. He was in the yard. Mm-hmm. And back then he would park the car in the driveway, but he'd have to back in the yard to leave.
So that's when he backed
and
up.
he
was when
backed
he was in
over,
the
and the
yard.
kid sunk into the ground as much as the weight. So it looked bad, but he was fine. But boy, I'll never forget. The whole neighborhood was just agog with it, talking about that. But he had a tread mark across, because he's just wearing diapers, no shirt or anything.
Oh my jeez. My goodness.
Buddy.
Bless
I think that
it.
was his name.
But all three of my kids have gotten injured somehow or another because of something that I did. Like Jordy, I was curling my hair one day, and I had my curling iron on the sink, and I had her in the bathroom with me. And when I looked over at her, she had taken a toilet paper roll and was just tearing the toilet paper into micro bits. So I moved her to this side and started gathering up all the toilet paper to put it in the garbage. About that time, I looked back at her to see what she was doing, and she was about to pull that cord. I went, no. Too late. It landed on her hand, burned her hand. She did the same thing. When people asked her what happened to her hand, she told people that Mommy did it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, technically, no, I didn't do it, but I moved her.
You're starting to look like the abusive mother.
Yes. And I cried all the way to the ER, and the doctors were like, this stuff happens. And I said, I just don't want y'all to think I abused my baby or anything like that, because I was scared to death I was going to be looked at DHR thinking that I took the thing and burned her hand on purpose. She had a scar. It started off way down here. Eventually the scar went in to the
she
end
grew.
of her finger, and it was a little bit, you can barely even tell it now. But when she was growing up, you could, and it was still kind of a color and things like that. And it bothered me. It really, every time I look at her hand, I would think, oh, it's because I moved her, and I was more concerned about getting the paper up than,
Yeah, well, you don't
and
think.
Goodness.
You don't think.
I feel terrible. Good
Well,
morning,
listen,
Gail.
When I was growing up, if I cut myself, we didn't go to the doctor.
Oh, you wrapped it with duct tape.
Nope.
Or electrical tape.
Nope. My dad would stitch me up in the kitchen.
Oh,
Because, he's a dentist, oral surgeon.
Yes, that's right. I
And
forgot.
I one time cut myself on my right shoulder blade. I was trying to scare my sisters, so I got in the trunk of Mother's car, but I didn't latch it. And when they were riding by on the bikes, I threw it open and went like that. Well, the trunk opened and then came back and cut me. The metal cut me. And I went in there, and my mother said, "Oh God, we got to get him to the emergency." Dad said, "Nah, I can fix that." And he went back in his bedroom, and he had a little overnight case or doctor's bag, because he had to sometimes, as a dentist or an oral surgeon, have to go to nursing homes or actually work on somebody's tooth in the hospital bed, because they couldn't, or in the nursing home, they couldn't get to his office. So he just worked on them there. So he had a lot of stuff in there. And he pulled out this tube of something that looked like axle grease and smeared it in there. And then he took out his suture and his needles and the little curved needles and little things, and he numbed me up a little bit and stitched me up, and he stitched up my hand one time, and
I remember that time your head getting stitched up
Oh, yeah.
or doing something, and they, nobody was really that bothered about it, and you bled all over the place.
all his friends were doctors, surgeons, and dentists, and so this kid hit me in the back of the head with a rock. He bashed me, and I was a bloody mess. And Mom and Dad happened to be having what they call their supper club party. And there were 6 couples, and they would go to each person's house once a month. So twice a year they were at your house. And they happened to be at my house. And so I didn't want to make any fuss at the party. And blood's all down my back. Your head's... so I go to the front door, and I see they're all in the living room, in the dining room, in the kitchen. They're all having their cocktails and talking, and laughing. And so I waited till I didn't think anybody was looking that way, and I had to go across the vestibule, where they just run to the back so I could go to the bathroom and see what was going on. And later I heard my dad and his buddy, Dr. Buck, which was a surgeon, a regular thoracic surgeon, and another dentist were talking, and one of the guys said, "Hey, Bill," that's my dad, was Bill, "your son just went through and he's a bloody mess." Dad said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, it looks like the back of his head's opened up." And he said, "Really? Well, did you play golf last week?" It's just, and so I guess I better go check him out.
Check on. Shannon said
they went in there, and the surgeon went, "Oh yeah, he's gonna need some stitches." Dad said, "You gonna do it?" And he said, "No, I'm off work." So Dad stitched me up.
Dad stitched you up. Lord help us. Shannon said when her kids were little, I always threatened that if they got hurt, I would have to fix them. She's a veterinarian, so.
Guess what? Who's that did that?
Shannon, that's Garrett's mom.
Shannon. Mm-hmm. Well, Shannon, guess what? I had a vet take stitches out of my head one time for me because I couldn't get to the hospital. Mary said, "I'll get Dr. Hubbard to do it." Well, Dr. Hubbard was the doctor in town, but his son, Dr. Hubbard, was the vet. I thought she meant the doctor was going to take my stitches out, and the vet took my stitches out.
As long as they got them out.
Listen, he did a great job. He kept patting me on the head and saying, "Good boy."
Good boy, there you go.
But you know what? I got to tell you, the worst part of it.
Did you get a treat?
I did get a treat, but guess what was bad? The worming.
Bill Lawson.
That was awful.
All right, it's 8:49. We're going to take a break real quick, and when we come back, I got to tell you about a teen who was intoxicated on something very unusual.
Really?
Gets in some trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yep, we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back. Oh, my.
Liable towing or diesel repair? Mems Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mems Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com.
We are back. The time is 8:52. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Dollar Bill here with you. It's cold. Oh, good morning, hubby. He's watching.
Is he? Jeff's watching?
He was, yes.
Happy
Good morning,
belated birthday, Jeffrey.
my hubby watching. I saw this story. You know, kids these days will figure out a way to get a high off of something or get a buzz off of something. You know, it was the bath salts, it was the Tide Pods, it's, you know, the
Stupid stuff.
Huffing stuff.
Where people would sniff glue and.
Well, police got a call from a mother who was having problems with her teen daughter and her teen daughter's boyfriend. They were in the house acting crazy, acting wild, doing stuff. The police go to check on her, see what the heck is going on. And she's acting ridiculous. She's just doing all kinds of stuff. So they try to, you know, contain her, and they couldn't get her. So they decided to put her in the back of the police car. Well, they get her in the back of the police car, and she says, "Hey, can you, my shoe stuck. Can you get my shoe for me?" And the cop leans down to help her with her shoe. Well, she cold cocks him a good one.
Kicks him?
No, she hits him in the face.
Oh.
And kicks him and does some other stuff, but she punched him. Turns out she was drunk on, are you ready for this? Hand sanitizer. Both of them.
But hand sanitizer, isn't it made with the alcohol that'll kill you and make you blind?
Well, I don't know.
Wood alcohol?
I don't know. I know that, like, during COVID, there was a distillery there in Leeds that would make its own liquor, and they stopped making that type of liquor and went straight to making hand sanitizer. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know you could drink that stuff.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to.
No.
But that's what they did.
Wow. That's really being desperate for alcohol. I got to admit, back when I was in my late teens, I found out that lemon extract and all those, you know, like lemon extract, orange extract, vanilla flavoring has like 22% alcohol. So I snuck in there and took my mother's lemon extract and almond extract. I remember those two, and made me a drink. I poured just the extracts, emptied the bottles, and then put a little Sprite or 7-Up in there, and it tasted awful.
I bet.
Except that I did smell good for about a week.
Did you now?
I smelled like lemon and lemon pledge and almond. It was coming out of my pores. It made me sick as a dog and didn't get me off I didn't get like drunk.
Oh.
But I tried that when I was about 16 or 17. Yeah, extract is pure alcohol.
I did not know that.
Yeah, look on
I've never paid
I hadn't
attention.
looked at it in years, but yeah, it's
I've
just
bought the vanilla before, but I've never, and I've had to buy almond for something I've made, but it never, I don't look at the ingredients on it. I'm one of those people that
well.
I don't check. Now my hubby will. He
Yeah.
probably can tell you,
I'll have to look
everything in
next
our
time, 'cause I hadn't
refrigerator,
looked
what
at
it's
the
got in it.
years, But someone had told me that some kid had told me that he'd gotten drunk off his mother's one of the extracts, and I went to my mama's cupboard, and sure enough, she had almond and lemon, vanilla. Seemed like that was the three. So I think I mixed I took all of her almond and lemon because I knew she'd miss the vanilla because she used it a lot more. I don't think I put any vanilla, but I killed those two little. The bottle's only that big.
Oh my
But boy, you could smell almond and lemon on me. I smelled like Pledge.
That's the first time I've ever heard of anybody doing something like that.
Oh, kids, we talk about kids nowadays will do anything to get high. I had a buddy who, when we were 16 or 17, he liked to drink a lot. He was stealing his mom and his dad's bourbon and vodka and drinking it and then putting water back in, so his dad wouldn't see that it was
I wouldn't know
going in.
anything about that.
Yeah, he did. And then he realized, well, he was driving and he was afraid he was going to get caught and have to do a breathalyzer test drunk. So he researched it. And I remember there was no internet back then. He looked in an encyclopedia at the library, and he decided he could give himself a vodka enema, and it would get him drunk, and he thought that would keep him from blowing the breathalyzer since he wasn't drinking it. So he actually gave himself a vodka enema, and it made him drunk. But of course, he would still blow. It comes from your blood, not from your breath. He was thinking it would stop him from it being in his breath.
Lord help us.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't want to drink that bad.
I mean, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a problem right there.
It was for him.
My
He said
goodness.
it wasn't pleasant.
Wow.
He should have used coconut rum. That might have cleaned him out a little better.
That banana rum is good. Not that I've tried it, but allegedly, reportedly, I heard it was good. Heard the banana rum's good.
Yeah. I use the banana liqueur when I make, and the rum when I make bananas Foster.
What's that?
That's a dessert that's famous from New Orleans, where you take and you caramelize sugar with, you use the rum, spiced rum, and banana, and then you cut up bananas in it and put it in the caramel. And it's hot, and you put it over your ice cream, and you set it on fire. Well, you set it on fire before you put it over the ice
Wow,
cream.
I bet that is
It's really good.
amazing.
Bananas Foster. I think it was
Okay.
developed at, I don't remember which restaurant in New Orleans, but it's such a fun dessert. It's delicious.
It sounds good. I like it. I'm down for that now.
Yeah, you'd
Hubby
like.
and I are we're
I
on
like
a,
setting it on fire.
we're on a health kick, so we're not gonna be having any ice creams or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do
for a
better too because
while.
I'm diabetic.
You know what I brought
shouldn't
for
be.
lunch today?
What?
Lettuce and grilled chicken.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put
What
some.
what kind of dressing are you going to use on
I'm
the
gonna
lettuce?
use ranch, but I mean I'm not gonna add cheese or croutons or anything like
gotcha.
that on. I'm just gonna
Just
eat
lettuce and ranch.
lettuce, ranch,
And
and
chicken.
chicken.
Well, that's not
You know,
bad.
I mean, it's kind of like a salad. It's just
It is a salad. It's what It's what the chicken. How'd you cook the chicken?
I cooked it just in
Did you
the
grill it?
pan.
Grill it?
Just kind of like
Pan fried it
pan-
with not much oil.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, just like that. Put some salt and pepper, a little bit of
Sounds
onion and
good to
garlic
me.
salt. Not salt, but garlic powder. And that's how we do in the South around here. If it's garlic and onion powder, we use it for everything.
use it on
unless it's
everything.
a dessert. So
I've used it in dessert.
So yeah, that's what I'm eating for lunch today. I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice. I like
It's
salads.
terrible, actually.
Well, I don't know. It does seem a little bland, but it won't be too bad.
Yes, but I'm going to eat it because that's what I brought.
You could probably use like don't they make a no sugar, low calorie Italian or oil and vinegar style, balsamic vinegar, that kind of stuff.
They probably do, but
you don't like it? Oh, see, I
no,
love
I
it.
like ranch. I'm gonna eat ranch on chicken like that. I'm not gonna. I would
Well,
eat.
that's what my wife likes to dip everything in. She
Now-
when we get onion rings, she wants ranch to dip it in. If we get French fries, she'll dip
Ranch.
that in ranch.
Now,
Any
I
chicken.
like there's a strawberry vinaigrette and a raspberry balsamic vinaigrette. That both of those are really good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't prefer to eat my chicken with that, but I will. But if I'm just eating a regular salad and I get that on there, I'm good to go. But
There's
it's
a
the light
restaurant
stuff
up
I
by
struggle
the
with.
Galleria named Firebirds. Have you ever eaten
I
at
have eaten there
Firebirds?
with my friend Jennifer a long time ago.
They have a grilled shrimp strawberry vinaigrette salad.
Oh,
That's all I get when I go. They got everything else they have is good. They got the best. They got great food, but I get that grilled shrimp strawberry vinaigrette
that does sound amazing. That's
salad.
something I can
Oh,
deal
it's so
with
good.
all day. Good morning, Tiger.
Tiger hit.
Yep.
Hello,
All right,
Tiger.
it's 9:02. That's going to do it for us
Oh,
today
boy.
on this Monday. It went by fast. Thank you for coming in and
I get to
sitting
go to
with
the
me.
dump now.
Woo!
The Shelby County landfill with a truckload of junk from my house.
Yay! I need to come see what you got because
Oh, we got
one
some
man's junk is another woman's treasure.
Well, we got some good stuff too. I mean, we're getting rid of furniture and we're getting rid of some nice stuff because we just don't have room. We moved to a much smaller home in our dotage.
Yeah.
And so it's one level. It doesn't have near. So we're getting rid of, so much stuff, and we need to.
Yeah. I get it. We need to as well because we've got all of our kids' stuff too.
You know what's
I've
funny,
moved
though?
several times and they've moved. They've never taken their stuff with them. They always leave it for me to
Yep,
move.
they always do. I did that to my parents, and then I got it back. But I have all these lanyards from concerts, over 30, 40 years of lanyards, and I threw them away, threw them in the trash, backstage passes and lanyards, and they made me take them back out, and they said people will pay for them. Because if it's, Blake Shelton or Reba McEntire or an artist they like,
They'll
and sometimes
collect 'em.
some of them are signed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that in the
you
cell
don't throw
too, I
that
guess.
away, Knucklehead.
Well, I mean, I used them to get back, do my interviews or MC the show, and then I went home and it's still around. I'd get in at night, tired, and take it off and throw it over on the dresser, and I ended up going in a drawer, and then that'd go into a box, and I've just got
Now you have a
thousands of
ton.
them. Thousands of them.
All right, y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching and listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Hope you
Yeah.
have a great Monday.